So here we have Piper, and this is going to be Piper's go home video. She's going to be us quickly running through all of her commands. Ideally, she will mess up a time or two, so I can show you how to follow through. But if she doesn't, that's okay. I'll just explain what I would do if she were to mess up. So we'll start off with her sit and down commands. Piper, sit. Yes, good girl. So the hand signal is like I'm lifting Piper's nose to the sky, as well as paired with that verbal command. Sit. Good girl. Next is down, turning my hand the opposite direction and just referencing to the floor if you need a point. Good girl. Again, you can use verbal as well as the hand gesture. Piper can also do a down for the sit and a stand, so we're going to have her demonstrate both of those. Piper, come. Sit. Wait it out. She kind of stares at you for a moment. The worst thing to do is repeat it over and over. Instead, just hold the hand signal. Down. Good girl. Good girl. And then this will be a down from just a standing position. Piper, down. Yes, good girl. Using those positive marker words sets her for success. Lets her know that she's doing really great, and it helps you phase out of that treat phase. Ready? Next, Piper's going to do her sit and down stay. So sit, stay. So I give her that sit command. I want her to stay in the sit because it is a structured command. Good girl. So giving her that sit and then a flat open hand like a stop sign saying stay, creating distance between her and I. She also laid down. I'm going to use that noise. I'd also use that same noise if she breaks away or is attempting to break away. I would want to take her back to that same spot, gently put her back in that same position, and that is how you do follow through. There's a universal release word of okay, good girl, good job, good girl. And then next would be down stay. If she laid down from a sit or pops up into a sit from a down, down. So if she were to pop up to a sit from this down stay or vice versa from a sit stay to a down, then we would want to make sure that we get her back into the position she started off at. Otherwise, she's not going to take the command serious, and it is a structured command. We want her to hold that position. Place, on the other hand, is a little less structured, and we'll get there in just a moment. Again, there's a flat open hand saying stay. She is listening. Look at the truth comes down. Piper, okay. Good girl. And okay is the release word for any commands where she's staying, holding in place, wait, anything like that where she's getting released from a position of sorts. Down. Stay. Walk around. Stay. So she breaks away. Just trying to move back into that down. If she were to have walked away, I would have picked her up, taken her back to that same spot. Piper, okay. Good girl. Good girl. Next, we're going to do her place command. So we're going to use this elevated bed. Yes, good girl. Give her that treat. So you can use an elevated bed like this. We also have some elevated beds that aren't as high up. Or we do also use the floor bed. So it's really preference, whatever you would like for your home. You can even use a rug if you don't necessarily want to use a bed. But the thing is, you want it to be a different texture than the regular floor because the whole point is to have her stay on something and be content there. So this is a really great command to use when you're cleaning the home, if you work from home. I personally love to put my dogs in place, and then it's going to do all of my vacuuming, sweeping, mopping, etc. or sometimes even the dishes. You also want to make sure that you get her to a point where she's following through for you. You're building up that time and practicing before you put her into place, expecting her to hold it for a while. You do want to practice with her and just making sure that she's building up the strength with the command like she has here. Girl, you can walk up, give her treats and or praise through a place. Girl. If she went to break away, I'd say, If she got off the bed prematurely, I'd say, pick her up, put her back on there. The thing about place is she does not have to hold the position. She does not have to sit down. I don't even give her those commands while she's holding that, because as long as she's on that bed, then she's doing exactly what we want her to do. She can have a crate safe toy or long-term treat while holding this command as well. But again, wanting to make sure that she's getting to the point with you where she is here, following through, and holding it for a while. Good girl. Good. And again, let's see how these work. Piper, okay. Yes. Good. We'll do one more of these. Next one's over kind of on you. Place. Good girl. Let's step out of sight from her. I can sometimes give her that quick reminder of place before I just step out of sight. Good girl. Piper. Okay. Good girl. So I'm just going to quickly turn the camera around and we're going to do kennel and weight. So you can see that one of the crates does have a bed in it. And you should always have something for Piper to lay on, whether it's a bed like that or even if it's just something like a blanket in her crate. You just want a barrier between her and the tray. As well as you always want to crate Piper with something to occupy her and help the time pass quicker. So we use both crates actually. Ready? Piper kennel. Good girl. She's really got this command down pat. You may notice the first few times crating her at home that she's kind of looking for a treat. You can always toss that treat into the back of the crate too, just to help set her up for success, especially being in a new place. When you give her that wait command, wait. If she went to prematurely barge out, I'd say close her back in. If she slipped past you before you gave her that release word, you would want to go grab her and just put her back in there, start over with that wait command. Otherwise, she will think she got away with it and it could become a habit. Wait. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Kennel. Good girl. Crate safe toys include nylabones, Kong toys, things that are like rubber and sturdy. You do not want to crate her with a tennis ball, rope toy, or anything plush. Those are kind of safety hazards. She could potentially shred them and ingest them, and that's just not ideal. We want her safe, especially when you're away from the home. Kong toys are really great because you can fill them and stuff them with things to help her be occupied longer. But she is very good in the crate and does very well even during daytime crating situations when you're home. Wait. Just like that. So she went to break away. I said, close her back in. And now we'll start over. Wait. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. We'll do one more. Piper. Kennel. Good girl. You always, even though Piper is a little bit older, you still want to give her a chance to go potty and always want to crate her with an empty tank, ideally, to set her up for the best success, especially before bed. Making sure she gets one nice long walk before, and that's not counting a walk after dinner. You want to make sure she goes out after she eats, maybe some time to play, and then at least one more walk to empty that tank before bed. Wait. Okay. Good girl. So this has been Maple's go home video. You've been able to see her sit down, kennel, wait, place, and stay commands. And now we will end on a strong note with her sit down. And a little bit of a jackpot for some treats because she did really well. Maple also walks really great on a leash. She's an all-around really good puppy, and I have no doubts you're going to be very happy with her. During her go-home session, we will do this in person, run through all of these commands, and have you demonstrate them with her as well, so we can make sure that you guys will be super successful.